Hello everyone, I am making this video to help anyone that is going through discrimination, hate, or any form of targeted abuse, rejection, isolation, which I believe is on the rise today. So I am going to be guiding us through a little bit of a meditation and speak a little bit too at the same time so that we create a healing energy. And I need this too. I'm making this because today I experienced discrimination and it has me feeling very depressed. And how can you bounce back when you have work? Well, I'm going to guide us. Hopefully everyone feels a little bit better. So we start with getting into meditative state. We take some inhales. And we can take a quick check on how it feels to come back to our body. For me, it feels a little bit like coming back to my body after a workout or after I got hit by a car. I think one of those would be more fitting, as I did not consent to being harmed, but here I am. And it is not mine to cause, but I am choosing to heal it for myself, for the people and work that I want to care for. So as I inhale, I just note the feelings. Is there a throbbing in your forehead? Is there a fear in the back of your head? Is it a sadness, feeling choked up? Usually discrimination, targeted harassment, and bullying triggers fear parts of our mind because it's scary. And this is where most of the healing can be done, is to do some healing that understands the pain, the source. So we're going to begin an inquest on our pain. And if it is ever too heavy, feel free to pause or leave the meditation. Okay, so the first step that we want to do is to get into a meditative state and get into a curious state. We don't want to pry or prod, and so we ask permission from our inner child or our subconscious. May I come in and take a look at things? I would like to help you heal, and we must respect the answer. If we get a yes, then we can go on to the next part. But if you get a no, you can pause here and ask yourself, what makes it hard to let me in right now? Okay, so we're going to ask ourselves, what does this harm feel like for you? You can start to name physical sensations, like the headache that I have, or the heaviness that I feel. Or we can start to feel, actual emotions, and we might name fear, isolation, hopelessness, cynicism, anger, desires for retaliation, any of that. And right now, as I begin the inquest, I feel things shift. I feel the anger from my heart. It hurts a little bit. It's okay. You see me soothing that part. This is helpful for me in grounding. You may start to soothe any part of your body that hurts just with gentle touches. EFT is another great resource. You can look it up. But as we start to contact the emotions and feelings, we can break it down further by asking, what causes these feelings? What causes these feelings? What is the narrative behind this feeling? Making sure to keep breathing while staying in this state helps you stay in the conscious mind and not fall too far into the emotions. The breathing is you getting back on the surfboard and not being thrashed around, but sometimes the waves can be too strong. In that case, you can always pause or leave. Going back to the question, what is the story that I am telling myself? Okay. If you're having trouble, you can listen to my example of what I mean by a story. Narratives are a very important part of understanding why feelings are made. For example, if I have a story of rejection or failure, I may have this playing out now in regards to the harm and discrimination I got. For example, my fear is that because of this discrimination, it proves that I will never succeed as a queer Asian woman. I also have a story about being unlovable, and discrimination makes me feel like it is true that I am unlovable because of my identity or who I really am. And as I feel the pain, I try to breathe through it. It's a painful story, but putting it out there helps me know that it is just a story. The pain is real, but the story isn't. My pain is real, but the story is not true. This is where you can take your inner wisdom, your inner parent, and channel them to reassure your inner child. If you heard your inner child say this, how would you reassure them? Try to use warm words and not logical, but loving words, such as, "You are safe with me. I will protect you from harm. You are worth loving as you are." And I can start to feel the emotions shift. And it feels lighter, but a bit more painful as I'm engaging in it. So if you would like to, you can continue in this space, but I'm going to take this next moment to bring us out of the meditation. You can pause here to continue and breathe, or you can continue with me, which is now how we start to release this pain and get back to work. So we're going to take a deep inhale through the nose, and we're going to clench our fists like this, as if we're grabbing all the pain of what happened. Do that for 5, and then we hold our breath for 7, clenching our fists, tensing our forehead, anywhere that stress and anger or hurt can be. And then we exhale for 9 seconds, releasing the palms, the shoulders, the forehead, the back. We let go of this pain. pain. And I'm going to do that again. Inhale and clench. Clenching again. And you really tune into feelings of warmth and cold. The tension, the coldness when you grip it. And warmth in your head and your back, like a healing balm. And everything melts away. Not gone, but a little less heavy. And you can continue this, but for me, I will end the meditation here. Thank you for joining me, and thank you for being here despite all this difficulty. You can slowly open your eyes and come back to the room. Just try to stay present and not into the narrative. Do this throughout your workday if you need it.